Hey everybody, how you doing? Bill with ToolBANK USA up here in Kentucky where the flood victims are at. Had a lot of help here from the National Guard. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. Cajun Navy Ground Force, got Jay here, always helping out. So big pallet of stuff donating to the victims out here. Catholic Charities of Panama City Beach, thank you guys so much. Andy, great work. We really appreciate you getting this stuff up here. It'll definitely help somebody in need, so I appreciate it. Stay tuned for further videos from the stuff that we're doing up here. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Bill with ToolBANK USA. We're up here in the mountains of California, and here we are. We got lots of tools behind us. We got the little mini tool bank organized up here, so the tool shed up here. So as you can see behind me, we got tools organized. We got them laid out. Tomorrow's the grand opening to let the community know what tools are available. I'm here with Scott. So Scott, can you tell us a little bit about what's going to happen tomorrow?
Yeah, so we're going to have a ribbon cutting ceremony and basically just get people prepared for the launch of this program. Shelby will come in, it's great here. Excited.
Excellent. So as you can see, Scott's got a little sweat going on. We put in a little sweat equity today, so it's a little warm up here, but we're getting things going on, and we're excited to be a part of this and get these tools out to the community so they can recover after this horrible fire. When we say we're taking tools out and getting them into the community, this is from one trip. So all of these tools were packed into the van and onto a trailer. So you can see there's a lot of stuff laid out on the ground, a lot of tools getting out, helping communities, helping people out. So just kind of want to give you a quick idea when I say I'm loading up the van and I'm loading up my trailers. That's what we got. So that's a full load. So just want to kind of share that with you. Hey everybody, how you doing? Bill with ToolBANK USA up here in Kentucky where the flood victims are at. Had a lot of help here from the National Guard. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. Cajun Navy Ground Force, got Jay here, always helping out. So big pallet of stuff donating to the victims out here. Catholic Charities of Panama City Beach, thank you guys so much. Andy, great work. We really appreciate you getting this stuff up here. It'll definitely help somebody in need, so I appreciate it. Stay tuned for further videos from the stuff that we're doing up here. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Bill with ToolBANK USA. We're up here in the mountains of California, and here we are. We got lots of tools behind us. We got the little mini tool bank organized up here, so the tool shed up here. So as you can see behind me, we got tools organized. We got them laid out. Tomorrow's the grand opening to let the community know what tools are available. I'm here with Scott. So Scott, can you tell us a little bit about what's going to happen tomorrow?
Yeah, so we're going to have ribbon cutting ceremony and basically just get people prepared for the launch of this program. Shelby will come in, it's great here. Excited.
Excellent. So as you can see, Scott's got a little sweat going on. We put in a little sweat equity today, so it's a little warm up here, but we're getting things going on, and we're excited to be a part of this and get these tools out to the community so they can recover after this horrible fire.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming to join us today. Julie, do I need to wait? Okay, I'm good. Welcome, everybody, to the ToolBANK USA National Awards evening tonight. My name is Kat Petmeyer. I am the Executive Director here in Cincinnati, and we are thrilled to be hosting this evening. Being a part of this network is really kind of a special thing, and so getting to be able to celebrate all of the things that we've been able to accomplish this year with all of my favorite people is just such a rewarding thing for us, and we're just really excited to be here. A couple housekeeping things. If everybody can turn your ringer off, that would be super great. Restrooms are over that way if you need to use them. Otherwise, I'm really excited for what we have in store for you guys tonight. It's also really great to not only just share like the things that we're doing in our city, but to get to see what everyone else is doing, because I think that is what makes this organization really great, is that we each operate independently and we meet the needs of our own communities, but we get to see and learn from all of the other affiliates. So I'm excited to see what everyone else is doing, and I'm really excited to share with you what we've been up to this year. Hello, my name is Kat Petmeyer. I'm the Executive Director here at the Cincinnati Community ToolBANK, and we are really excited to share with you a project that we feel exemplifies the spirit of volunteerism in service to our local community and demonstrates how the ToolBANK tools have made a positive impact. This year we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary, so there were a ton of projects that we could choose from, but for me there was really one standout partnership that we wanted to share with you today, and that is our partnership with the Community Makeover with the Reds Community Fund, P&G, and the Cincinnati Zoo. So this event for the Community Makeover is a one-day hands-on volunteer event that is meant to equip volunteers to make a transformational change in an underserved community. Now, prior to the ToolBANK's involvement, the leadership team for the Community Makeover stored over $25,000 worth of tools in pods all year long, except this 1 week that they would bring them out for this event. So in 2015, when the leadership team donated their inventory of tools to the ToolBANK, they immediately started saving $20,000 a year. It also increased the number of tools that were available to them for the projects and made the tools that they were storing available to our other nonprofit partners throughout the year. And knowing what's available for your project helps you to better plan and better utilize your volunteers. So this year, the Community Makeover included 6 different project sites, 500 volunteers, and truly demonstrated how the ToolBANK can help elevate a project. I can tell you how I think that we impact this project all day long, but I'd like for you to hear it from our partners.
This is year 13 of the Community Makeover. We've been at this with P&G dating all the way back to 2010.
We've partnered with the Reds and other Cincinnati businesses for over a decade to help make a transformational and sustainable impact in the local neighborhoods through the Community Makeover program.
We're spread across 6 different sites, doing a little bit of painting, a lot of beautification, solar panels, improvements to ball fields, planting a ton of trees and flowers, and a lot of paint.
I think we're as confident as ever that we really do have the ability to positively impact every child in that community.
I think our children are empowered by seeing how many other people that they've never met care about them.
This community has suffered from decades of disinvestment after being a very thriving community for a long, long time.
There was a profound need in this very, very unique village in our area that many people don't even understand. They don't understand some of the segregation that went into the formation of this community back in the 1940s. And when you have P&G, GE, Cincinnati Children's Hospital, the Cincinnati Zoo, and the Reds, Duke Energy, and all these other partners engaged, you're gonna have success. None of them are about any marketing ROI. They're about the greater good, and they're about reaching many families.
The Community Makeover is one way we're able to support our local communities.
And a lot of it, honestly, like the beautification, it's a constant daily reminder that someone cares.
We can change outcomes, change these kids' lives. If that means finishing high school, going off to college, getting that real job. You know, that's really what this is about.
A whole generation of kids and families get to experience something new and fresh. Everybody deserves spaces that are beautiful, that give them dignity, that are theirs, that they can cherish. This community very much needed this investment today.
Thank you, guys. And so I have a huge favor. So I'm super proud of this. This is one that, just a project that we've been involved with and really been on the planning committee for years and have just really watched it grow. This project is also, actually it was last year's project in Avondale that the Reds Community Fund is nominated for the Alan H. Seelig Award for Philanthropic Excellence. And if you all can just screenshot that QR code and vote for them to win that award, that would be super fantastic. I would very much appreciate it. And I will hand the mic over to Patty. Is that correct? I'm waiting. Jim Richmond. Nobody gave me a script, guys. Sorry.
Thank you, Kat. Good evening, everybody. I am humbled and thrilled and excited to have the opportunity to address you all tonight. My name is Jim Richmond. I am the board president of ToolBANK USA, and this is my, I believe, my final engagement with the ToolBANK. After 6 years of service, the rules say I have to go, and so I will go gracefully, or as gracefully as I can anyway. But it's a thrill to be here addressing you all tonight. I want to start by saying thank you to Kat and to everybody from the Cincinnati ToolBANK for allowing us to use your remarkably cleanly and organized ToolBANK as a venue for our event tonight. And thank you to everybody online for joining us as well. I wish you could feel the collegial vibe that's going on here, and I hope you can feel a little bit of it over the airwaves tonight. Joining me tonight and doing most of the hard work are two wonderful women that are partners of the ToolBANK, Amanda Orlando and Patty Russert. Come on up.
Thank you, Jim. Hello, everyone. My name is Patty Russert. I'm the CEO of ToolBANK USA, and I just recently passed 14 years with the ToolBANK network. I first served as the executive director of the Atlanta ToolBANK for about 10 years. Thank you, Amanda, for joining us tonight. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you so much. My name is Amanda Orlando. I do a morning show, radio show here in Cincinnati on Warm to 8.5. Don't worry, Phoenix. You can ask Alexa to play Warm to 8.5 and you'll hear us as well. So I didn't realize I actually had involvement with the ToolBANK when I first met Kat and Julie until later on. In fact, I think when I first got involved, I got sucked in by the fun and I stayed for the crazy. This is like the biggest, craziest, wackiest group of people. And I thought, well, I'll meet Patty at the national level. She's crazy too. But I think like attracts like. These people are, you are passionate, you are crazy, you have a full heart ready to give, and you are working wonders in your communities and the disasters that we've experienced so far this year. I'm so happy and honored to be part of this tonight.
Thank you. Now, Jim, let's give out our first award.
Okay, very exciting. I'm really humbled to be able to give away the Rupert Barkoff Exemplary Affiliate Director Award. This is an award that we give out every year in honor of Rupert, who was a member of the board of directors and a huge contributor to ToolBANK over the years. And so I have a piece that I need to read because I want to make sure I honor Rupert and don't miss anything out of a very storied and illustrious career. Rupert passed away at age 71 in June of 2019 in Atlanta, and at the time was serving as pro bono legal counsel for our board. He spent his entire career as an attorney with Kilpatrick Townsend, originally Kilpatrick and Cody, joined in 1973 on moving to Atlanta following his law school graduation. He was a pioneer in the field of franchise law, demonstrating expertise in franchisor and franchisee practices, both nationally and internationally, with frequent trips to Australia to support new business concept development. Everyone who encountered Rupert, including myself, remarked about his gentleness, his intelligence, and his sense of humor. He joined the ToolBANK family in 2011 as a National ToolBANK board member and used his franchise expertise to help make the ToolBANK network of affiliates a success. And he really was just the kindest, gentlest, sharpest man you were likely to meet in any given day. And we were really privileged to have his contributions. And I'm really humbled and pleased to be able to keep his memory alive in some small way by awarding this award. So this year, I'm thrilled to deliver it to someone who I've had a great collaboration with, and am excited to see his contributions going forward. So Dan from the Charlotte Community ToolBANK, come on up. Congratulations. Do you want to say anything to the people online? Come on up. Go ahead.
Hello, millions of people at home. I will. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. This is an honor, and Jim, thank you. Thank you to our hosts at the Cincinnati ToolBANK. It's a beautiful venue, and you guys are very lucky to have this space, and it's awesome to be able to visit. I couldn't stand up here, I guess, without my board, the Charlotte ToolBANK. You guys are all rock stars, and you make coming to work every day and serving our community amazing. Thank you so much to our amazing Executive Director, Maureen Kruger, our volunteers, our staff. Thank you all so very much. It's amazing to share this with you, and really this is your reward. So thank you again.
Congratulations, Dan. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your service. All right, and now I'm excited to hand the mic back to Amanda. Come on up.
Thank you. So this first set of videos honors 3 of our affiliates, 2 of which are celebrating 10 years, Charlotte ToolBANK and Baltimore, and the Atlanta ToolBANK, who's been celebrating 31 years as an affiliate here at the ToolBANK.
We would like to highlight a project that we were involved with this year with Hands On Atlanta. Traditionally, we would only lend tools to Hands On Atlanta for their annual week of service. This year, we were asked to partner with them to help prep and build 20 free little libraries. In addition to prepping the wood, we participated the day of to lead the volunteers in the build. It was a great experience to see our tools in action and get to actually work with the volunteer groups that we serve.
My name is Victoria Shelton Stroud, and I am the Associate Director of Corporate Impact at Hands On Atlanta. Hands On Atlanta Week 2022 was the biggest we've ever done. Volunteers across the city participated in 8 days of service. ToolBANK helped us build, paint, and place 20 little libraries at parks across Metro Atlanta. For those who don't know about little libraries, these are the little houses of joy that can be placed anywhere in your city. They hold books for all ages. In our case, we were building libraries specifically for children. I can't say enough about how important Atlanta Community ToolBANK was for the success of Hands On Atlanta Week 2022. Through them, we are able to serve students, encourage their learning in STEAM and in literacy. And we are so grateful for that.
In many ways, 2022 marked a return to pre-pandemic service levels for the Baltimore Community ToolBANK. We were proud to celebrate our 10-year service anniversary in June and mark the occasion with the Healthy Volunteer Project from our friends at the Home Depot. More than 100 Team Depot associates joined us for our service day in July. Throughout the year, we hosted dozens of group volunteer projects and saw our volunteer number rebound to 2019 levels. Operations also rebounded to a healthy level, tracking at 90 to 95% of standard service years and eclipsing numbers from 2020 and 2021 as we emerged from the worst of the pandemic. This was evident across partners, many of whom resumed live events that had not taken place since 2019. This included our friends at the Baltimore Area Rescue and Care Shelter, BARCS, who hosted their large annual fundraiser in October.
Barkstoberfest is back for their 18th annual event at Patterson Park in Baltimore City. Barkstoberfest features over 50 animal-specific vendors, a 5K race, a beer garden, and everyone's favorite event, the Animal Costume Contest. BARKS, or Baltimore Area Rescue Care and Shelter, is an organization operating Maryland's largest animal shelter and pet adoption center. Yearly, this equates to more than 10,000 dogs, cats, kittens, puppies, and even wildlife and exotic animals that need care and placement. BARKS has used the ToolBANK every year since 2015. Although the pets are front and center, all of the tools that BARKS gets from us includes all of their tables and chairs, and all of their power for the beer garden and costume contest.
The Charlotte ToolBANK. We've been getting things done this year. Enrollment is up 15%. At the same time, our longtime member agencies, such as Eliminate the Digital Divide, they've been relying on us for their event and tool needs. Check this out from one of their recent events.
I'm with E2D. We're super excited to be in Concord today, distributing computers to families that previously haven't had them. Big shout out to Google Fiber for making this event happen, and super psyched to have Charlotte ToolBANK, as always, backing us up with critical equipment.
We could not do events like this without our friends at the Charlotte ToolBANK. From their tents to their tables, their signage, it makes a huge impact and really is what allows events and things like this to happen in the community.
Mildred Littlejohn recently told WFAE NPR Radio how much events like this mean to her family.
If they hadn't gave it to us, my granddaughter wouldn't have got one because it's not in my budget. I'm barely paying my rent and my lights, okay?
Seeing the tools and event supplies make an impact in our community drives us to serve more and more projects. Enrollment is up 15%. That is 117 new member agencies. The Charlotte ToolBANK, getting things done.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Congratulations, by the way, to both Charlotte and Baltimore, who just celebrated 10 years in the ToolBANK network. I'd also like to take this opportunity to quickly thank some of our top supporters who helped the whole network continue to serve our mission. The UPS Foundation, Stanley Black & Decker, the Home Depot Foundation, and Alston & Bird. Thank you very much for your support across the network, and we greatly appreciate it. All right, I have a small but exciting announcement, especially for our network. So we have a new tool tracking platform that's coming. It's been a long time coming. We are affectionately calling it TOM, or our Tool Order Manager. After about 3.5 years, we finally feel excited enough to say that we're actually going to start using it. During the month of November and December, we'll be using the system with our ToolBANK Disaster Services, and then at the beginning of the year, our affiliate organizations will go live. Thank you. Yes. Yes, thank you all for your patience on this. It's been a long time. We've used our other system that was created by this next award that we're going to talk about for over 10 years. And so at least it's holding up. It's still doing its job. We can't thank it enough, but it is time for it to retire.
So no more elephant in the room.
No more elephant in the room. All right, would you like to tell us about our next award?
I would. So this next award is the Bobby Mason Award for Technology Innovation. The Award for Technology Innovation is named after Robert Bobby Mason, who in 2009 built the first network-wide tool tracking platform for ToolBANK, known as Elephant. Elephant served as an essential inventory management tool for the network for over a decade, thanks in large part to Bobby's oversight, architecture, and many help ticket fixes. Bobby is remembered in the ToolBANK network for his supersized cowboy hat, his supersized pickup truck, and his supersized personality, but most of all for his supersized dedication to the ToolBANK mission, which motivated him to donate countless hours volunteering as the ToolBANK's IT support. In creating this award, we hope never to forget Bobby's impact on the ToolBANK and the many communities that it serves. The Bobby Mason Elephant Award for Technology Innovation honors the affiliate who most positively impacted the ToolBANK network for either sharing a technological, thank you, innovation, I'm a broadcaster, or participating in the technological, I got it, technological. It's all about the emphasis that you put on the syllable, advancement of the network as a whole.
Awesome. And the winner goes to the Atlanta Community ToolBANK. Okay. I'm just going to put this back for a second because I need to read this and why they won. And just to let you know, they will also receive a $1,000 grant from ToolBANK USA. So they were chosen for their outstanding work and contribution to the ToolBANK network. Through their help on the national committees and work with their own ToolBANK, which we hope will be replicated throughout the network, they have made fulfilling the mission of the ToolBANK more innovative and technology forward. First, Atlanta's Executive Director, Matt Walenciak, has been a part of our Tool Committee since its inception. This community, which includes Adam Flager from the Richmond ToolBANK, our own Chad Pickett, Paul Mitchell, who's on our board, Kate Juergens, who's also one of our staff members, is responsible for the initial pricing and naming of all the new tool types. Recently, this committee updated the names, categories, descriptions, and values of over 650 different tool types in our inventory so we can standardize our global inventory before transferring into our new tool tracking platform, TOM. Second, Tom Zolot, Atlanta ToolBANK board member and data extraordinaire, has been working with ToolBANK USA to help ensure accurate data collection and transfer from Elephant into TOM. Atlanta's data committee, led by Tom, is also analyzing current ToolBANK use in their city to establish opportunities for growth. Atlanta hopes that this analysis can be duplicated in other cities. Tom is also now working with our National IT Committee to analyze overall data for ToolBANK network so we can better serve our communities. Finally, Jason Richmond, another Atlanta ToolBANK board member, has done a full overhaul on all things technology for the Atlanta ToolBANK. Starting with the internet, Jason and his friends completely redid the Atlanta ToolBANK's network, replacing the existing system with newer equipment. The new system could not have come at a better time as the Atlanta ToolBANK continues to increase the number of virtual trainings and recording offered from their tool training center. The Atlanta ToolBANK is partnering with the Houston ToolBANK for videos on trailer use, home repair, and post-disaster tools like generators and dehumidifiers. Congratulations, Atlanta, and thank you very much for contributing to the entire network. All right, on to our next award, which is our Wilkinson Millenary, yes, it's not, and I named this award, Volunteer Award, and we have 3 recipients, and let me tell you about the award first. So it was created actually to honor those individual volunteers who make a substantial impact to the ToolBANK nation. The awardee will be an individual who gives at least 1,000 hours of volunteer services at any affiliate ToolBANK or ToolBANK USA. Little history on this award. ToolBANK has created the Wilkinson Millenary Volunteer Award, I did good that time, in honor of longtime volunteer and supporter of the ToolBANK, Eric Wilkinson. And just so you know, he is still volunteering for ToolBANK, and he started in the early 90s. Eric started volunteering with the ToolBANK when it was just an all-time volunteer organization, giving of his time to provide home repairs to low-income seniors in South Atlanta, keeping them warm, safe, and dry. In 1996, Eric joined the board of directors and served for many years in this capacity. Eric continued on with his support of the ToolBANK, volunteering with the Atlanta ToolBANK, capital campaign to purchase and renovate a larger warehouse space. At the same time, he volunteered with ToolBANK USA to assist with IT development along with data integration and reporting. Today, 25, 26, 27 plus years later, he continues to assist ToolBANK USA with several IT projects and upgrades, helping ToolBANK prove its impact by putting the right tools in volunteer hands. His effect on the ToolBANK success is beyond measurement, but it is always deeply felt. I would like to thank Eric, I hope he's watching tonight, for his incredible support. And we have 3 honorees tonight, and there are other wonderful people who are going to tell you about them, but I will begin by telling you that Rick Dove, who is a ToolBANK USA volunteer, is the person who has been helping all of you in answering your elephant tickets. He is behind the scenes. He does this remotely. He is the only person that has access to the backside of Elephant, and he's been doing this ever since we lost Bobby. 3.5+ years, and he does it all for free. He has given well over 1,000 hours, and we're not even sure how many because he doesn't record them. So thank you, Rick. In addition, we have Paul Hendricks from the Phoenix ToolBANK, who has been working there almost since it started. I had the pleasure of meeting Paul just a couple of weeks ago, and it truly was an honor. We'll hear more about him in a few minutes. And then finally, Mr. Dave Peterson from the Charlotte ToolBANK, who has been around for a very long time as well. To the 3 of you gentlemen, we can't thank you enough. We simply can't do it without volunteers, and your service is incredibly felt by all of us. So let's hear about it.
Hey, Rick, just want to give you a big thanks for your many hours of service to the ToolBANK over the years, helping to maintain and keep current tool tracking platform Elephant running. You're pretty much available anytime we need you, night, weekends, whenever, to help keep things running smoothly. And I know on behalf of myself and the entire ToolBANK network and all the thousands of member agencies that use ToolBANK tools across the country, we really appreciate what you do to keep things running. Thanks, Rick.
Hey, Rick. Eric Wilkinson. I want to extend a sincere and hearty congratulations on receiving this year's Millenary Award. It is not the slightest exaggeration to say that your efforts over these past years have helped make tool lending possible. With the sudden and tragic death of Bobby Mason and all the challenges we've had getting the new tool lending platform online, you stepped right in with your expertise, your incredible gift of time, and you kept Elephant going. But more than keeping just a computer system going, your efforts helped keep tools going out the door across the whole ToolBANK network. And at the end of the day, that brings hope and change to communities across our country. Every single ToolBANK tool in the hands of volunteers and organizations brings transformation and change and renewal to neighborhoods. But most importantly, it brings transformation and renewal to people's lives. It's all about hope, and that is something that we have needed in these past years of pandemic more than ever. And your selfless service, Rick, has helped keep that hope alive. So from the bottom of my heart, and I know from the bottom of the hearts of across the whole ToolBANK network, thank you, Rick, so much for all that you have done, for all that you continue to do. We are incredibly grateful for your service. We are enriched by your service, and there is no one more deserving of this year's award.
Good evening from the Phoenix ToolBANK. We're so excited to be honoring our longtime volunteer Paul this evening with the Eric Wilkinson Award. Paul's been volunteering with us for over 5 years, helping us clean tools, put orders together, but more importantly, helping us be a more efficient ToolBANK by building our chair racks, our string trimmer holder, and so much more. During COVID, Paul stepped up in a huge way and helped Matt and I move our warehouse. Paul, from the bottom of our hearts, Matt and I and the entire board, thank you so much for your years of service. We couldn't have done it without you.
Volunteers like Dave who respond to any emergency at the ToolBANK are our favorite kind of volunteer. Dave, thank you so much for your 1,000+ hours of volunteer time. We can't do this without you. Respond to any emergency at the ToolBANK are our favorite kind of volunteer.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Bill Hess. I am the Director of Disaster Services, and it's been an amazing year for me. I recently got promoted to this position, and we've been extremely busy, and when I look at the forecast for the next year, it's going to get a lot busier. So we are expanding, we're growing, and we're doing great things on the ToolBANK Disaster Services side, and I'm excited to be up here today.
So I was talking with Julie Italiano at the fall fundraiser, and she was telling me that they had just got back from helping out with Hurricane Ida. So I had no idea that you guys even did the disaster relief stuff. I thought it was just community-centered stuff. So what do you do when you go out and go into like hurricane-ravaged areas and things?
We do a lot of different things. We get out there, we support the disaster-ridden areas. Like you said, we've been in Hurricane Ida. We've been in the tornadoes in Mayfield, Kentucky. We've been with the flooding up in Whitesburg, Kentucky. We've been out in Northern California with wildfires. Most recently in Puerto Rico with Hurricane Fiona, and in the Fort Myers area, we've been down there with Hurricane Ian. So we provide the tools that are necessary to get the people to restore their homes back to where they need to be.
Where do you keep those tools when you go out and do that?
We dispatch our TDS trailers, so we have trailers that are outfitted that have all the muck and gut kits and all the tools that we need to respond to the communities and get the help they need.
So I know with a big project like this, all these huge disasters that we've had, you could not have possibly done it all on your own.
Absolutely not. Behind the scenes, there's a huge support staff. So I would like to give a huge shout out to, in addition to our ToolBANK USA sponsorships, our ToolBANK Disaster Services sponsors, the Center for Disaster Philanthropy, American Red Cross, the Ford Fund, Lowe's, Volunteer Florida, the Schumer Foundation, the Ames Company, and First Presbyterian Church of Dunedin. And I'll say real quick on First Presbyterian Church, I had the opportunity to go down there and I got to see them and meet some of those great folks that were helping in the Fort Myers area. And they were doing a battery babysit program where they were taking batteries home and they were charging batteries and marking tools and doing some great things. And the impact that they had, that those tools got to get loaded onto a trailer, and we took them down to the hurricane impacted areas and they were able to help people. So it was amazing.
That is an outstanding program, a battery babysitting service. I think you could implement that going forward.
I like the thought.
All right, well, let's see what you guys have been up to for the past year. We have videos here on all I guess, really their missions that you went on throughout the year.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look.
Recently, we commemorated the 5th anniversary of Hurricanes Irma and Maria and the devastation they brought to Puerto Rico. These storms destroyed thousands of homes, caused millions of dollars in infrastructure damages, and were responsible for the total collapse of the power grid. These were very hard times, but throughout all of that, ToolBANK has been here on the island supporting local and international organizations that came down to help. ToolBANK Disaster Services in Puerto Rico has grown a lot since the hurricanes. We had adapted to the unique conditions that the tropical weather brings, making sure we have the right tools available for anyone in need. This summer, the executive directors from the ToolBANK national affiliates, along with the team from ToolBANK USA, visited Puerto Rico for our annual summit. The week-long event focused on rebuilding and improving 4 local residents' homes in collaboration with Home Depot and volunteers from Team Depot. The crews worked on rebuilding these houses in the town of Loíza, Barrio Las Cuevas, one of the poorest communities within the metro area. Kenny Diaz's home was completely destroyed by Hurricane Maria. Regardless of her living conditions, she poured her efforts in making sure that her neighbors were okay, distributing supplies and walking daily to the local EOC. Kenny was elected community leader, and her neighbors helped rebuild her home with concrete. ToolBANK and Team Depot did their part in helping her have a good home, pressure washing and applying several coats of sealant to her roof to put a stop to leaks from future storms. The next property our teams worked on was Surima's home. She lives very close to Kenny and they're great friends. Surima lives with her puppy, a few hens, and a beloved mango tree. Her home was also halfway built with several walls steel on bare cinder blocks. We painted and sealed her outside walls, replaced her bedroom and bathroom windows, as well as doors, toilet, and sink. We also rebuilt an awning shelter for her front porch to keep the sun and the rain out of her home. Our team also worked on Javier Rosas' home. Javier has a lifetime of service under his belt and giving back to his local communities. He helped remove fallen trees and vegetation by hand after Hurricanes Irma and Maria, and then became part of a brigade that aided in rebuilding roofs. He has done a lot of charity work in schools and hospitals, all while bringing smiles and hope to local children. Javier is diabetic and takes care of his mother full-time, who suffers from Alzheimer's disease. His home was in bad shape after the hurricanes, and thankfully our teams were able to help with cleaning, scraping and painting walls, ceilings and fences, inside and out, as well as removing debris from his patio. Finally, our crews had the privilege of working on Doña Josefa's home. 93-year-old Josefa is the matriarch of Barrio Las Cuevas, and her family has lived in the area for many years. She knows everyone by name and is well loved in the barrio. She's a cancer survivor that was recently deemed terminal due to her advanced age, but she refused to give up and still lives every day to the fullest. Her home was in need of a good cleaning and updating. Also, her electricity was only working in 2 rooms of her home. Our teams painted her interior and exterior walls, cleaned her patio, bought windows and doors for the whole house, installed new flooring and a new partition for her kitchen. We renovated her bathroom with a new toilet and sink. New curtains were hung in her living room and bedrooms, and our team purchased new beds, linen and blankets for 2 of her bedrooms. ToolBANK also made it possible for them to hire a local electrician to come and fix the wiring in her home, which now has power in every room. Step by step, ToolBANK is here and we will remain on the island for as long as needed, putting blue tools in the hands of everyone that wishes to work and help their community. Nuestras herramientas, tus comunidades, restaurando esperanzas.
ToolBANK Disaster Services started 2022 in an active deployment to Louisiana for continued Hurricane Ida response. With $75 billion in damages, people's lives were again disrupted, communities destroyed, and strength demonstrated. Partnerships help build communities. With a retail value of $987,000 worth of tools in the community, rebuilding efforts would continue for months to follow. The strength of the Bayou is demonstrated in every community, in every parking lot. Teams of people and assets ready to do the necessary to get back to normal. About 10 hours north of Hurricane Ida's devastation, an F4 tornado destroyed the historic town of Mayfield, Kentucky. 1.5 miles wide and a 165-mile path, ToolBANK Disaster Services responded in force to get tools where they were needed. over 15,000 structures destroyed, many organizations rolled up their sleeves to help. Six hours to the east of the mountainous areas of eastern Kentucky, ToolBANK Disaster Services was on the scene and equipped to assist with the cleanup after significant rainfall and rising waters triggered catastrophic flooding for that region. With the right tools and people, TDS was pivotal in the cleanup efforts of $1.2 billion worth of damages. The water was nearly 6 feet tall, destroying property, buildings, and people's lives. As people's tools were now part of the daily landscape, ToolBANK Disaster Services was there to offer and assist to bridge the gap between destroyed and repaired. Heading west to the Golden State, ToolBANK Disaster Services responded to the aftermath of the Caldor Fire, helping Californians rebuild from the devastating fires that impacted the northern and central California region.
Hi, I'm Dan Melia, and welcome to the New Orleans ToolBANK. New Orleans is a special place with a culture and attitude unlike anywhere else. It's a place I've called home for over 15 years. It's also a vulnerable place, susceptible to hurricanes, floods, and tornadoes. Most recently, New Orleans was hit hard by Hurricane Ida in 2021. You can still see hundreds of blue tarp roofs all over the city. That's why I'm proud to announce that in our 8 months of operation, we have served the greater New Orleans area by supporting almost 80 projects, comprised of 200 volunteers, working a total of 700 volunteer hours with tools valued at $380,000. Since May of 2022, New Orleans ToolBANK has been hard at work alongside our member organizations, including SBP, The Mission Continues, and the crew of Red Beans, enhancing long-term recovery efforts from Ida and other disasters in the greater New Orleans region. Over the next year, we will continue to expand our operations to become a known and trusted resource for our community, reinforcing the resiliency of this unique place. Thanks as always to our corporate sponsors, Stanley Black & Decker, Home Depot, UPS, Ford, and Laissez les bon temps rouler.
5 years from the destruction of Hurricane Maria, Hurricane Fiona made her presence on the Puerto Rican island. Hurricane Fiona battered parts of Puerto Rico's south and central mountain regions with intense rainfall, in some areas measuring more than 20 inches of rain. The devastation ignited more than 160 projects throughout the island. The intense rain ignited flash flooding, triggered mudslides, and knocked out power for days. More than 100 volunteers stood ready to get dirty in the cleanup efforts of the Puerto Rican island. After the initial assessment, ToolBANK's own Jaime Valle was 100% engaged. Despite his own personal losses, he was in the community getting tools to those in need and assisting wherever he could. A devastating storm named Ian, a Category 4 hurricane, dismantled homes with ferocious winds topping 150 miles per hour. With $50 billion in damages to homes and assets, the Florida Beach community presented a very different landscape from just days prior. ToolBANK was able to equip volunteers with enough tools to complete 1,718 projects and still counting. With more than 1,742 volunteers hard at work, the affected communities will persevere. Being the largest response from ToolBANK Disaster Services, we dispatched 2 53-foot trailers and 2 24-foot trailers to 4 separate affected areas. Each of these trailers are equipped with the necessary tools to begin the cleanup process. To date, ToolBANK Disaster Services has loaned $937,000 worth of tools to volunteer organizations for the cleanup efforts.
I would just like to give a personal thanks to our ToolBANK Disaster Services, we call TDS team. These people go into some pretty horrific conditions, both physical and emotionally, and we cannot thank you enough, Bill, Jaime, and Dan, for that work, because it is truly tremendous of what you do. Thank you very much. This is a little bit of a sad one for me. This year has been a little tough with the ToolBank. We've lost 3 tremendous ToolBank supporters this year. It's just a little tough to talk about. The first one I'm going to talk about is Melanie Vaughn. Melanie's been a really long-time supporter, and most importantly, a wonderful woman who contributed so much to her family and her community. Melanie was always there whenever you asked, and she didn't hesitate a minute to say, of course, what do you need? I met Melanie when I started 14 years ago at the Atlanta Community Tool Bank, and she was always giving us a lot of food. She always said, of course, what can I do? What do you need? She worked for Doc Chay's. As you can imagine, they had some really great food. Probably the amount of noodles that she provided to the Atlanta Tool Bank and House Proud Atlanta and so many other organizations in Atlanta would probably wrap the world several times. Thousands of volunteers in Greater Atlanta were the lucky recipients to her gracious food donations. If she could open one last fortune cookie, it would certainly say, "You will be remembered and loved for your graciousness, spirit, and big ol' smile." To her wife, Barbara, we extend to you and to all of Melanie's family our deepest condolences. We know that she loved you so much and was so happy that you were part of her life. We do hope with time you will have more smiles than tears when thinking of her. We will miss you, Melanie. The next person we lost most recently is a board member of ours, Jabbar Bean. It is just really with great sadness that I share this with you. I've known Jabbar for a while, and our hearts were truly broken to lose another wonderful ToolBank advocate and supporter. Jabbar came to the ToolBank network while he was working for the Home Depot in Charlotte, North Carolina. He served on the Charlotte ToolBank board for a couple of years and then was transferred to Atlanta for work. He immediately signed up to be a board member for the Atlanta ToolBank. Jabbar served on that board for a few years until he was again promoted with the Home Depot and moved to California. And then, of course, I recruited him for the ToolBank USA board. While in Atlanta, he also served with Back on My Feet Atlanta, and then he soon was back on our board in 2020. We're very sorry and also send our condolences to Jabbar's family. And you will hear about all 3 of these through the words of some others. And finally, it's been almost a year ago that we lost a true advocate and brand ambassador for the ToolBank, Mr. Dan Weber. Dan was one of our most dedicated and supportive ToolBankers. He joined the ToolBank Board of Directors in April of 2009 and had heavily been involved ever since. He served as our treasurer from 2011 to 2013, and then served as our board president from 2014 through 2015. As soon as Dan left the board, he started the ToolBank Executive Advisory Board, where he led a group of past ToolBank USA board members to help advocate on behalf of the ToolBank. And not just ToolBank USA, it was all of you. Throughout the past 12 years, Dan visited every ToolBank, and probably a few of them more than once or twice. Even after he left the board, if he was nearby a ToolBank, he would check in just to say hi to the staff. Dan was the epitome of service, gratitude, and optimism. I could go on and on about the work that he's done for ToolBank. He will be greatly missed by the entire network, but the mark that he has left behind and his legacy of service will live on forever. We are so grateful to have had Dan as one of our best advocates, and our thoughts and prayers go to his family at this time of year. Now let's listen to a few others.
Hey everybody, my name is Lisa Flowers Jones and I'm the Executive Director of House Proud Atlanta. I have known or had known Melanie Vaughn for quite a while, from back in the day when I worked for the Atlanta Community Tool Bank. She was a beautiful, wonderful individual. Each year we held an event called the House Party, and inevitably I would get to Melanie at the 10th or 11th hour asking her for food donations, and she never told me no. She was just a beautiful person and was always on board to try to help us out. She helped us out as House Proud while we were under the ToolBANK auspices for years. And then when we became our own nonprofit, she continued to support both the ToolBANK and House Proud. But the thing I think I really loved about her most is in the midst of those years, we became Facebook friends. And at some point, her mom became sick, and she every morning would post kind of her chronicles that were always humorous and beautiful, kind of talking in a really vulnerable way about her mom and the things that she was going through while she was trying to support her mom as her mom was sick. And so I think it came as a shock to all of us when she passed away. So we've lost a really bright, beautiful light in the world in Melanie Vaughn, and I really want us all to honor her memory that she left behind.
Tribute to Jabbar. A joy whose ever-enduring accomplishments will never be erased. Beloved by so many, authentic in his grace. Reverence without measure, respected by friends. A life of pure goodness all the way to the end. A husband, a hero, so bold and brave. You embrace this life without any fear. A son, a brother, forever loved. A Marine, a father, so beloved. A friend, a leader we will never forget. Never a moment with you will we ever regret. Your time with us was short and sweet. The hour of love and kindness was a wonderful treat. The impact you made is not measured in years. It is the moments, the interactions that we hold so dear. We thank you for your leadership. We can't thank you enough. Know that your time with us was not enough. We say goodbye with love and hugs, knowing you are with your mom in heaven above. Rest in peace, Jabbar. You've answered the call. Your friends and loved ones know you gave your all. With love by Anne-Marie Campbell, EVP of U.S. Stores and Global Operations at the Home Depot.
Hello, Tool Bankers. I'm really excited to talk about Dan Weber this evening. You know, when we first formed ToolBANK USA back in the beginning, I remember during my term as board chair and Mark Broadbeck as executive director, there were a lot of things that we needed in this startup. And I reached out to a friend of mine. His name was Dan Weber. He'd never been a nonprofit board. And I said, Dan, I need your help. And he said, what can I do? I said, just bring Dan Weber. Dan brought his big heart and his big network to the table. And what he was able to accomplish for us is probably the reason why we're all here today. So thanks, Dan, for making ToolBANK USA what it is today.
We all know the power of a volunteer, but when that volunteer becomes a champion, they are truly something special, and that's what Dan was. He was involved with ToolBANK USA since day one, long before there were even two tool banks. And we had a lot of difficult decisions to be made that we knew would affect a lot of people. And so as president, as a board member, as a champion, he would say, is this the right decision? Are we doing the right thing? And that kind of passion for helping others effectively was a powerful, powerful part of ToolBank's success early on. Dan is missed terribly as a friend, but his spirit certainly lives on in ToolBank Nation.
We will miss them all, and we thank them for their work for the ToolBank and the ToolBank network. In honor of Dan Weber, we have created the Dan Weber ToolBank Brand Ambassador Award. This has been created to honor those individuals who go above and beyond to promote and advocate for the ToolBank. They must have served in their capacity for at least 5 years with the ToolBank. This award is also chosen by the family of Dan Weber, and they have decided that we are going to award 2 people this evening. So we are awarding this to Miss Ashley Van Stone from the Baltimore ToolBank. Congratulations, Ashley. She just gave birth to a baby. Do you mind holding it for a second? We have this lovely award that each of the individuals will receive. It's to remind them of the blue light that we're pretty sure Dan carried in his soul and his heart the whole time he worked for us. Our second recipient of this award tonight goes to longtime, huge advocate, Mr. Ian Hemp from the Phoenix ToolBank. Congratulations, Ian. I wish I were there to give you a hug. I think we're going live to Phoenix as soon as we can. I wish I were there to give you a hug. Oh, awesome. Yay. So well deserved. Congratulations.
That's pretty good. We nailed it that time.
All right, Ian and Ashley, we will send you your awards. In addition, you are also getting special shirts and jackets that will be made for you, and we'll get those in the mail. And as with all the awards, if you go to www.toolbank.org, you can read about the current people who won these awards, as well as people who have won these awards in the past. So again, thank you to all those people who truly wear blue in their heart and soul. We couldn't thank you more for all the work that you do for us. All right, Amanda, take it away.
So at the beginning, I mentioned that I didn't know much about the ToolBank before I knew Julie and Kat, but I'd actually already been using the blue tools because I belong to a church called Crossroads, and every spring we would go out and do something we call Go Local, where we go to different neighborhoods. I think our first group, we went to a women's shelter and installed a playground for the kids and redid their gardens, and we used the blue tools. We used the shovels. I had no idea that every spring I was using the tools from the ToolBank, so thank you for that. We have been doing this every single year for a very long time. And just listening to people talking beforehand, I don't know if you in your cities had a little pre-show, but we had a little pre-show here. And I was hearing conversations, different parts of the country. I did not know this either, different parts of the country, and it makes sense, use different types of tools. Somebody was talking about the area of the country that suffers from a lot of wildfires. They need sheds. Some areas of the country need tents. Here in the tri-state area of Cincinnati, we need a lot of tornado recovery stuff. So different areas have different needs and different types of tools at their tool banks. That's new to me. And to find out more about that, let's see what Phoenix and Houston have been up to this past year.
So Neighborhood Schools came about as a creation of a group of fifth graders who back in 1994 were the first KIPP class. And they had such a transformational experience that now that they're adults, Neighborhood Schools is their outlet for giving back to their community. We have placed 29 orders with the ToolBANK since we started, since we became a partner back in 2019. A lot of philanthropists don't really give to general operating, which is where ladders and tables and all the things that we would otherwise have to buy, we've been able to rent from the ToolBANK at a very affordable cost. And one of the best things about the ToolBANK is not just that we can get these items very affordably, but also very quickly, right? Because sometimes we have a need, or we have a partner that says, hey, we want to have an event and serve your families in a certain way. We're able to make a call. And one great example is in 2019 when the world shut down and we needed to respond and support our families related to the COVID crisis. We were able to take our school model, which is totally permissionless, which means we feel like our job is to tear down all the barriers so that families can get access to what they need. And being able to quickly access tables and cones and things to be able to do food distributions, materials distributions and things was absolutely invaluable. Otherwise we would have had to spend a lot to make those big impromptu sometimes events happen, which meant families would get pushed down on the list, and we didn't want to do that. So the ToolBANK's been very beneficial. Started off with pre-K 3 and 4, and those kiddos needed to move, and we were, furniture's very expensive, playgrounds are very expensive, and so the ToolBANK actually donated the Kaboom Imagination Playground, and we were able to, it's a very flexible kind of, no matter what kind of space you have, the kids can use it to be active. We just can't say enough how much we appreciate the Houston ToolBANK and how much that y'all have benefited Neighborhood Schools. And if you want to learn more about what we do, you can go to neighborschools.org.
Thank you, Anna, for your support and partnership with the Houston ToolBANK. We're thrilled to partner with Neighborhood Schools and support all of the amazing projects that you do in our community. We're so grateful for all of our partners and welcome anyone to the ToolBANK to see our warehouse of resources and the opportunities there are for us to partner together to support your community-based projects.
If I say what a food bank is, you immediately know what a food bank is. Who they serve, you know what their purpose is. When I say ToolBANK, what comes to mind?
Feeling in my bones, I can feel it in my veins.
I've been in the nonprofit sector now for 20 years. I ran a program in homeless services. So it's really easy to get people to come out, but if you don't have the right tools to do the project that you want to do, it's almost like a no-go before you even get started.
To make something right, to make up for what I've lost.
The Phoenix ToolBANK loans tools and equipment to other nonprofit schools, neighborhood associations, and government departments, but really what we're about is empowering our nonprofit sector to do more with less. If a nonprofit doesn't need to go out and purchase 20 wheelbarrows, but they have 50 volunteers, we want to make their projects or what they could do with a whole volunteer corps possible by having the tools and equipment available.
I want to get high on you.
We're growing our special event equipment, and a lot of those items we're running out of very quickly. One of our immediate needs is PA systems. The contribution you make tonight to the Phoenix ToolBANK will go directly to purchasing additional PA systems, wireless mics, and mic stands so that you will directly impact how a nonprofit shares the work that they're doing in our community. You will amplify their voice for years to come. My name is Gianna Ferraro, and I'm the Executive Director of the Phoenix ToolBANK.
getting there.
All right. Thank you. It's wonderful to see all the great work in Houston and Phoenix and all the tool banks. They do such an incredible job in their communities. Thank you all so very much. You guys are great. And you work with little, and you have a lot to manage. So we have a very special award that we would like to give as a team tonight. Julie's busy behind the scenes, so she's not up here. Jaime's in Puerto Rico, and Dan is in New Orleans, but they're all sending their hugs and love. We have one of our staff members who everybody is really, really fond of, who is leaving at the end of November to do some other things. He's wonderful. There's too many words to describe him. He's the best. Mr. Chad Pickett, we have decided to give you Tool Banker for life so that you always have to come back to the Tool Bank. And I will keep you on speed dial, as all of us will. So in honor of Chad, of course, we give you the bourbon bottle, which we'll fill up for you when we see you, and we give you the ladder. So congratulations. Would any of you like to say something about Mr. Chad?
I will definitely be calling you. Don't know how we're going to solve all of our, how I could have gotten past the last couple years of elephant help without you. So thank you very much, Chad.
He's super organized. We're not compared to him. All right. So congratulations, Chad. Yes, you have to go off the stage. Oh, you can come say something. I didn't know you wanted to say anything.
Chad, from one bald-headed guy to another, I can't thank you enough for your detail, your organization, the fact that we could just hand you any project at any time, at any moment, and the way that you handled yourself with integrity and character and the quality of which you did the job. And I can't thank you enough. We can't thank you enough for the service and the dedication, not only to our team, but to the network, but also to the people that we serve. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
We love you, Chad. All right, Amanda. We got a couple more affiliates to talk about.
Yes, we do. Before we get to the big Golden Hammer Award, we're going to hear from Richmond and Chicago.
I've been having questions all week. What's going on? I kept it a secret. So when they come home today, they're going to see a brand new park.
Let's go. Let's go.
We as a company spend hundreds of hours a year, probably thousands a year, helping out our local community here in Richmond. Today, as an example, we have over 100 people in a local park beautifying this park. And I will tell you that Altria and a number of other corporate companies here in Richmond could not do the work that we do without Richmond Tool Bank.
We are doing 4 different projects. The first one is landscaping. We are mulching as part of that landscaping, planting over 30 trees and adding another garden bed and just beautifying the campus here at Ann Hardy.
What you can see behind us is we are painting a mural, actually 2 sets of murals, and we have ladders, we have all the equipment that we need. We're digging benches into the ground.
Well, this is going to be an event that's, number one, safety for our residents is going to be, and especially with the children who are going to use the playground area. It's also going to be the ending of a major renovation that has gone on in this park. And it's really what I consider our jewel in the crown now.
What we get out of this is the ability to plant trees where there's clearly not shade in a place. So we get to do the succession planting so that there will be shade here for years to come.
You know, our volunteers, Altria volunteers, definitely come out here because they want to give back to the community. They do feel like they're making a difference.
I get the benefit of seeing the kids play and have fun, and the parents play and take their children to a park that's safe. I get to see residents walk around and admire this. I get to see children grow up, and that is something unusual that people just don't get to see. A place that's safe, active, fun, pleasing to the eye, and it's in a park. Unbelievable.
Hey all, my name is Jim Flory. I am the Executive Director of the Windy City ToolBANK. I was brought on in the beginning of 2022 to reinvigorate the ToolBANK in the Chicago area. We found a building and opened up in August. The first project we supported was with the Mission Continues, and it was their big annual Chi-Town salute, and we were able to supply them with all the tools they needed to engage with 200 volunteers.
Damien, what are these tools going to do for this project out here?
Well, over $200,000 worth of tools and equipment support 4 days of service here in Chicago. Definitely going to expand the capacity that we're going to provide for our communities and our partners here for Operation Chi-Town Salute. And I'm excited because this is the very first one that we worked with in 2016 in Detroit for Operation Motown Muster. So it's great to see 6 years later still getting support from ToolBank.
Hey, that's awesome. What a great partnership we have with Mission Continues and ToolBank, so we're excited about that. So this trailer's going to get broken open and get some tools out here and get the community working.
One of the things we learned with the Mission Continues is that even before our doors were open, we were able to support them and provide the tools and equipment they needed to do that. And we want to do that throughout the Chicago area and in the suburbs so that we can make Chicagoland area a better place.
It is really neat to see what everybody's doing all around the country. All right, the time has come for the ToolBank Affiliate of the Year Award, the Golden Hammer. Patty, do you want to display the award real quick as I talk? Here we go. Ooh, ToolBank USA has created the ToolBank Affiliate of the Year Award to recognize outstanding performance and/or accomplishments of an affiliate who exemplified the mission of the ToolBank by supporting their member agencies and partners. In a coordinated effort, the board, staff, and volunteers work together to fulfill a need in their community to provide the right tools, training, and/or be a conduit to get it done.
Okay, she's gonna hold, this thing's heavy.
I am a mic holder.
It's almost 12 pounds. And thank you, Ms. CJ Clark from the Atlanta ToolBank, who crafted this lovely golden hammer. I just want to say before we announce the winner that it was a really tough competition this year, and it was really wonderful because they have to get testimonials from their member agencies, and there were several for 2 of the organizations, or 2 of our affiliates, and they were wonderful to read. So it was a tight race, but there is a winner. Would you like to tell us who it is?
I would love to tell you who it is. It is the Cincinnati ToolBank. But first, Patty has to do 12 arm curls with this. There you go.
Wow, we are really, really excited. What a year. I can't hold this award this year, but this truly was a team effort. I think all of you kind of know, like, we've had some things that we've been working through. Today it's my voice, but my staff and my team have really stepped up this year to make sure that everything went seamlessly. And I feel like we're back, right? So it's very interesting to feel like, you know, you're like going through some of the hardest times of your life and you have the best team behind you. So I just want to thank all of you for helping us earn this award, because I really feel like you guys did such a great job. Can we see some of your board members come up? I would like to invite all of our board members up here and all of our past and founding board members, and everyone has just been such a tremendous support. Thank you guys so much for this. This is really an honor.
Congratulations, and I will say, it really, I will say to the board of Cincinnati, it has been a very tough year for you guys, and I know that. You all stepped up to the plate tremendously. You should be very proud of the work you do. And all of us who do this work with nonprofits, having a strong board like that is really incredible. So thank you, too, for all your work, and congratulations.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Julie.
All right, we have just a couple things left to wrap this up. So we have one more recognition that we would like to do. Jim, would you mind joining me on the stage? So, have this outstanding person, Mr. Jim Richmond, who serves on our board. It's 2 years now that he's been the president. I actually conned him into staying as an advisory person for one more year. One more year. He's incredible. We talk almost every Friday. And he is a wonderful mentor. He does incredible work for the ToolBANK. He has since he started. He's been doing this for 6 years. He's been praying for Tom to get into production before he retires. Couldn't do it without him. Again, another tremendous person who has helped the ToolBANK get where we are. So we all just want to say thank you for your service. Thank you for your time. You have been wonderful. I couldn't thank you enough for everything that you've done for us and for me. So we award you with your personal bourbon bottle to drink about those times. Congratulations. All right, so we have, for those of you who are online and watching this event, we are going to do the drawing now, right? Kate, you have the 2 names. Each of you who registered and are watching us online, we're picking 2 individuals, and each of you will receive a $250 Amazon gift card. So Lydia Burns, do you know where she is from? Oops, whoopsie. Lydia, you're getting something. John Brockman, do we know where John's from? Florida. Oh, yes, congratulations. Does John happen to be one of those volunteers? Oh, thank you, John. It's one of the volunteers that got our tools ready for Florida. I'm sorry. Ben Fertig. Do you know where he's from by chance? Okay, Ben. Both of you, our lovely Kate will be mailing out your $250 gift card. For those of you in the house, as soon as we end our live version, stay tuned. Somebody's going to win some stuff too. So thank you for attending. I think we're going to close it up with Amanda. Thank you, everybody who was online watching. We really appreciate it. Thank you for all the hard work you do. The people who are watching are the dedicated people. Thank you to all the staff, the executive directors, and all their board members who put in the time and the effort to make this successful.
I think you pretty much wrapped it up, Patty. Great job tonight. I'm very impressed with all the groups that we saw this evening. Thank you for letting me be a part of your special evening. Congratulations to the Cincinnati ToolBANK. Dirty hands, clean hearts, people. ToolBankers, you guys are awesome. So impressed. Till next year, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're having a post party too. Are you guys ready? Yeah? All right. They're crazy, they're wacky, but they're fun. Have a good night.